You're listening to the Doug Stanhope Podcast.
It feels very Christmassy here in the basement. Like the family all came home. This is my...
I thought it was just because you've been opening packages for the last hour.
But we're sitting at a table like you would have Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner at. We're usually sitting in the fun house or we're in a line.
And the light fixture over us is very like medieval times. It's a little bit King Arthur and the Round Table, only it's not round. Oh, this is going to be fun. We have Tanya here. You want to give your last name, or because we want to promote you?
You can if you want to. Witman is my last name. No H.
Oh,
I know. It's a rarity.
That's special.
It is.
Googleable. Tanya Witman, without an H, is my yoga swami, self-described swami of yoga. Guru.
Nice.
Potentate.
Oh, are we
Czar.
having that conversation already then? All right, let's jump right in.
Yeah, we've been doing yoga upstairs with Bertine just here at the house because there's no fucking way I'm going to a class, a bunch of people. I don't know how much differently you work, like just here personally.
It's pretty similar, I would say.
Because Olivia Grace is here, Chad Shank is here, Ggreg Chaille's here, as well as our Klingons. Jenny and Tracy and Bingo. But we were talking about yoga and how this irritating spirituality part of it that you don't fuck with, which I love. Nothing comes up. Don't find your place. Even massage therapists do that a lot. Go to wherever you want to be mentally. I want you to rub my fucking muscles.
Try to guide you somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Tanya's just cruel. You see how that hurts?
Yeah.
Tanya does shit that I swear she does only because she's the only one that can do it. Now get in this position. Now try to lift your foot. You can't, can you? I can.
I do that. That's
you're a ball buster.
That's exactly what I do.
Show-off technique of teaching yoga.
Pretty much.
I like it.
If I can do it, look at me. I'm not that big. I'm not that strong. Why the hell can't you? What's wrong with you? Come on.
Yeah.
Get with the program.
Ooh, I like that.
You're pretty strong. You're ropey like the Terminator chick.
Yeah. Sinewy. I'll take
Sinewy.
it. Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah, how obvious was it that I was gawking at you when you showed up?
I don't have a problem with that. I worked hard for these fuckers. Like years it's taken me to get
what
this.
I said.
Yeah.
I said, you don't work that hard and don't appreciate it when people ogle you for a second.
You don't think I mind that? Like I'm
It's like chicks that get tit jobs and you can squeeze them. Go ahead. Spend all this money. Keep them to myself.
For real, I mean, I want to use it.
Yeah.
And that's fun too. That's what the yoga's for. I get to play with it. And I also do massage. So thank you for that.
Yeah, we got a table set up.
Meaning I have those two to live up to. I have feel into your place and place into your feel, which I do that shit sometimes. Every once in a while I do that.
All right.
Know your audience, though. That's right. You don't do that shit with
sometimes, I don't know. You never know where someone can get to if you baby step it. The slippery slope. You never know what you might be open to when you're in a really chill, happy place.
Hell yeah. No, I
know.
But that's what scares me about, like, the spirituality shit that we were talking about is, like, that whole, like, it just seems like such an easy way to, like, get inside somebody's head, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And some people do that.
Ugh.
Because part of it's true. That's the whole fucking scam about it.
Absolutely.
You have to...
Well, and not everybody who's touting that is
part
scamming.
of it is true.
At least maybe not, maybe not all the time.
All those like visualization stuff has never worked for me because I'm so anxious to like, I can only picture it. It starts to go wrong, when you say like, think about the ocean. It's like, it's dirty.
Amen to that. I know. If you get too close to it, right? It stinks and it's like, yeah.
Plastic island.
Yeah. Living in Maine, I know when people are talking about, they're like, the beauty of the ocean. And I'm like, just thinking swamp fish face.
Yeah.
The whole time. And I'm like,
seaweed and
you walk
seagulls.
away like coated.
Yeah.
You didn't even get in the water.
I always feel in such good company when I hang out with Olivia. She's the only other person I know that could ruin her own happy place. It's like, oh.
It's true. It's true.
But you know what? It's a practice, though.
Yeah.
Reaching for the happy place takes work, particularly if you're used to reaching for other places. You know?
Imagine taking a dump, a giant dump.
And
Yeah, that's a happy place.
Feels, amen.
No wiper.
And then,
when you want to dream big.
well, what about the thing?
Bidet?
Yes. What about one of those?
Oh, they're great.
I thought you meant a hand job.
Yeah,
She's
that.
moving her hand up and down.
Not left-handed. Not
We're
left-handed.
moving
I can't do
quickly.
shit with this one. Come on.
Before we digress too far, I would like to know how Stanhope is as a yoga instructor.
Did he plant you to answer that question?
I'm actually
because
curious.
no fucking joke, he's like naturally built for yoga. It's super annoying. Like, he just sits down and his hips are automatically more open than Catherine Bertine's. And I mean, she's like super body connected and he just sits and opens up and his legs just move out to the side and she's all like, do you have any idea how much I fight for this, what I've got, and you just have that shit for free? And so he's gifted, honestly.
After his second baby, his hips opened up a lot.
I could tell something had happened.
Said
really.
That. I said my mother always told me I had childbearing hips.
It's true.
She goes, really? I go, no, that's a joke. I want to say that the only reason I agreed to even do yoga here privately was Bertine said, the yoga instructor, she said she'd come to the house. And I'm like, no. She goes, she's a huge fan of yours. I go, okay.
True. Yeah, I definitely had a moment like when she's like, guess who I met? And I was like, fuck, no, really? I went to Bisbee. I wandered around. I hoped maybe I'd run into him, but it didn't happen. I mean, I also went to Bisbee just to go to Bisbee, and I like Bisbee, but, it wouldn't have made me unhappy.
But it does. It breaks down a wall where I don't like. You know who I am, so I don't have to watch.
No, you don't have to watch how you talk, and you know that. Yeah, I mean, hopefully, any yoga person worth their salt would be open-minded enough to not be a dickhead.
I don't glean open-minded from yoga people. Yoga people seem very left intolerant.
A lot, yeah, for sure. A lot of them. It's annoying as hell.
You're a lesser human being because you can't do exactly what,
You can't blow yourself.
You can do this? Why not, you piece of shit?
Now, do bear in mind, like, that little tough guy thing I was being a few minutes ago, that's how I used to teach. It's not so much how I teach now. I'm definitely more of the please stop here kind, the like work where you are. And I'm not kidding, like, not even, it's not a less than, it's like, work where you can handle the sensation enough that it doesn't drive you over the fucking edge. So you want to hang out right there, right where you're like, shit.
Safe word.
Ooh, okay. I'm not going to use it yet, but I know it's there if I need it. Like that's where you want to be in yoga.
There was a couple times I had to quit on a pose. Like, ow, okay, I can't hold myself up like this any longer.
It's been fun to watch the whole fitness Stanhope thing for a number of obvious reasons, but the one for me is because I've known for a while Stanhope is deceptively in shape.
It's no joke, dude.
That you would think
he's a goddamn natural athlete,
doughy and near death based on.
They're still dough. I mean, come on.
No,
he's still dough.
I'm saying he's surprisingly, Stanhope could take his shirt off at the pool, and you're like, wait, that's Stanhope?
Well,
he's not, that's
it's not good, but it's.
I never said Jesus. Don't put words in my mouth.
I'm talking more about.
I'm just saying you're thinking bottom end of the barrel, and Stanhope's not that.
It wouldn't take a lot of work. Yeah, it would take more work than I'm willing to put into it, but it wouldn't take I don't have to shed pounds.
You're more in shape than your peers if you had peers, I would say.
You're
you know what I mean?
More in shape than me, and I'm 23. Like
I said to her this morning, I go, my career is 6 years older than you.
Oh my God, you walk so
Now hold that
fast.
downward dog. Hold it.
That means you could comfortably date his career. You
Wow.
know? Like, wouldn't that be nice?
People wouldn't
The
stare.
6-year
So-
difference is a good difference. It's nice. There's enough time for a little bit of maturity, but not so far away.
My
that
career
you're
will leave you
separate.
for a
No,
younger woman.
totally. That's a good way
Yeah.
to think about it. Yeah, I mean, that's all I want from you, anyways. Your
Yeah.
career.
Yeah.
Just date the career.
What's you were doing some kind of weird yoga, Chad?
I'm still doing it.
What's your
And
weird
it's
yoga?
not weird yoga. It's like I don't know. It may have been one of the first yogas that was based on ego. I think it was kind of the opposite of yoga. It's like a wrestler that does it, but he when he first started off, it was like dude's yoga. Like
I know
it's
exactly
not
what
your mama's
Dude,
yoga.
I knew this was going to come
man's
up.
yoga.
I knew.
So
Less
but now-
namaste,
but
more
now-
TNA.
But now
That
he's
guy.
but he's evolved it so that it is
It's
a lot
fucking badass,
more,
isn't it?
It is a lot more like regular yoga now than I think he ever envisioned it being. But it basically it helps with your core strength. You do things with your core, and I even know what you're talking about stretching and knowing where. I've been doing one where I have to lean over my hip, and it hurts real bad. You want to quit, but it also feels fucking good. Like if a chick pulls your hair, it's the same type feeling where it hurts real bad, but you like it.
And you're not going to leave injured. Sore maybe, but not broken.
Yeah. That's the
Your
cool
hair
thing.
will still be there.
This thing it's a really cool program. I got to talk to Neighbor Dave because Neighbor Dave actually called me up and asked me about it. And he was supposed to start up with it, and we're supposed to keep each other accountable, but that's working about as well as me and Jack and Dino keeping each other accountable. But I've been doing it as regular as I can. You can start off, he has a whole program where you can start off, if you're too fat to get out of bed, he has a series that is called Bed Series, where you do exercise in bed. And then once you graduate from those 3 bed programs, now you do it standing, holding a chair. And he has a progression that goes all the way through. It's really fucking interesting.
Wow, that's a niche market.
Well,
Yeah, but it's getting less.
Bigger every year.
like, doesn't the word niche mean small? Because, I don't know, it's a big market.
You guys are right. I shouldn't have said anything.
Well, no, because not just that, like people who got injured.
Well,
People People like, for example, veterans. Like, did you guys see that super heartening veteran yoga video? The guy who kept jumping out of planes and got so broken.
that's
and
the
he was
same
so-
program.
Is that guy?
It's the same program.
So,
yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he couldn't do anything, and he did, kind of like yoga, basically, to get better, and he did.
Just mobility
years. Well, to build up the strength to stand on his own 2 feet, to be able to walk, to be able to run, which he eventually could do. It was crazy.
Yeah, he was a big fat guy who used like crutches and couldn't.
Thanks for using medical terms.
Big fat guy.
Yeah, big fat guy.
It's technical too, engineering based.
But yeah. So that's the one. It's the same one.
Such
But-
that'll get you in the cockles if you watch that one.
I don't have cockles, but
I don't know
I'm
about
trying
that.
to-
Keep working at it.
I'm
Keep working
trying
at
to build my cockles up.
it. Once you get to the chair,
I'm just.
Why do people need you in that? I always thought just the same as a personal trainer. I just joined the Bisbee gym and I'm going to get Sonya $20 a class as a personal trainer. I'm going to say, yeah, $20. Tell me what I should do in an hour, and I'll just do that every week, and I'll hire you once. Like I've tried to just memorize stuff that doesn't hurt when.
Right.
I know, dude.
I can remember stuff.
What I was
Why,
asking,
right?
do people go to you more like a personal trainer keeps them disciplined, or just to keep learning new shit?
Yes.
'Cause both.
Yes. Yes. It's not really my job to keep people accountable, though I definitely welcome them when I know them after a while, and that can be useful to them because then I know their stuff. I'm like, oh, you're the one with the shoulder. Let's see what we can do with that shoulder today. And I'll design a whole class around like that person's shoulder. I really will. And I do
you
it
did
regularly.
that for me, and that's what she's got the posture thing
That's
too.
what I do.
Yeah.
So like I'll design
I
a
thought you
class around
designed
the
it for
thing.
him smoking.
Yeah, that too, actually.
I don't smoke anymore.
No.
What?
No. But then RE, the other piece is like I teach people to find parts of their bodies that they usually aren't aware that they have or that they can control. So
yeah, you've done that a couple times
already, right?
Yeah, she's like, you know how like poker players can, they flip a poker chip around between their fingers. She could probably do that with her toes. She's like, just web your toes out. Like my toes, you can't move my toes. My little one goes out. She goes, yeah, it took years of.
It depends on what you can become singularly focused on, and that's my biggest problem. Is that once I become singularly focused on a thing, then I overanalyze it, and then I realize that it's a fucking piece of shit idea, and I discard it. So that's I'm trying not to just overanalyze this stuff.
The toes?
I read a book called The Wiggling of One Ear once, and it's the same concept of if you sit there and just singularly focus on one thing for a long period of time, you will be able to accomplish it. The human body is
without
fucking
a doubt.
amazing.
Practice.
So is the mind.
We get good at what we practice.
But
that's it.
Totally.
Practice
the why
something and
is
you will
the
be
problem
good
I
at it.
have. I believe all that, but I don't why. I don't know.
I've said that to Bertine, where I go, I think you're as much of a, I have to drink every day, pretty much. But she has to do like 2 hours of cruel exercise every day, or she's not mentally right. So
It's true. Absolutely.
It's a different thing.
But
I don't
it's
know,
the same.
but for what?
I choose to not be mentally right, and then I don't have to do anything for any hours.
It's the third
of
way. It's the third way.
Yeah, I sometimes wonder what the payoff is, but since I've been doing this, all right, I feel great, but I have to do it again
Don't question
tomorrow.
too many things. I'm telling you, you're going to run right
Next
into
you'll
the
be going
same
to a
problem.
doctor.
Well, not necessarily. I don't know. See, for me, I analyze the fuck out of yoga poses, like to the crazy degree. You've experienced it, and
Yoga poses. Once again, you're still singularly focused. I'll ruin
That's
you
what
right
I'm
now
saying.
if you want to talk about it. I
no.
can expose you to why it's dumb.
well, of course you can. And you'd be totally right, by the way. You'd be absolutely 1,000,000% right. And you'd get there in like 2 steps. It wouldn't take you very many, just so you know. Like for real.
Nice,
I know.
Nice.
And I also know that when you're into it, like it doesn't matter how stupid it is. You just love it.
How much time do you spend teaching, ergo doing yoga? Like people do it an hour, every a week.
Let me think. I don't know.
So
probably
you're
about
doing it
15 to 18 hours a week, I would guess. About.
Why do you have to do it when you're teaching it? Can't you
don't.
just? Oh, you don't.
No, I do with you guys to make it easier so that you can see me while we're doing it. But generally, they actually instruct us at my place to not do it with people, to wander around the room, to keep an eye on people, to let them know you're there.
Correct.
Yeah, we went to.
Well, just be there. Just be there. And, ideally you correct first with words. Try not to touch them so that they can find the awareness inside their own body. So I'm like, bring your right foot back. Bring it back. Like, see where it is? Take it back further than it is. Like the place where it is, move it back from there. And then if after like the 6th time of that it doesn't happen, then
people are
I'll
dumb.
help.
I get it.
Well, no, they just don't. They don't know. They think they're doing the thing. They really do. And that's what yoga's for. It's
I
like,
get
shit,
panicked
no,
when
I
I
don't
get it
know.
wrong.
No.
Like, oh shit, she said right leg. I've been doing the left leg when she said right leg, and I'm gonna get yelled at in class.
This is the part that I try to focus on. I am so fat and out of shape that any attempt is correct. I don't care. I don't care how bad I fucked it up.
I showed up.
I did not.
Look, I showed up.
You're an inspiration to
I
everyone.
did something at all. That's all that matters.
Every moment people are just using you. Look at. He's here.
I said before, I'm a benchmark of like, hey, I may be a piece of shit, but I'm not your level.
Now bear in
Piece
mind,
of shit.
I honestly don't mean what I just said. I just had to join in because it was a funny ass joke. But I love it when I see people.
Well, you ruined it when you said that. I thought it was pretty funny too before that.
I'm just saying, like, I have this kind of deal with myself that I'm really trying not to say.
Eat the mic, lady.
I'm really trying to say things that are true like
good.
all the time.
That's what
for
makes
me.
me appreciate what
Which
you're doing
means,
is because like
you know.
you'll acknowledge, right? Yeah.
So if I step over the line, I correct myself like I did just then because I did.
You don't
I did
ever step over
the line.
There's no line
That's
here.
what
In
I said.
myself.
Okay.
Myself.
I think
felt
only
myself
recently
cross
there's been
it.
lines on
I
this
felt my
podcast.
stomach go, no, that's not cool. So I said it out loud. I corrected it. We're done. We can move on, or we can.
I missed
This
the
is
whole
the
thing.
part.
I
I think she's going back to the part where you said, "Why do we people need you when you can just teach them and they can do it?" This is the part where the spiritual part is where you have to rope them in and sucker them.
Fair enough. If it works, I mean, whatever works. Because
Do we
there's
have
a
to
million
break?
ways to get there.
I've been trying to make eye contact with Chaille, but do we have to break? Or
No, we don't have to.
we usually do a 20-minute. So I don't
We
know
can.
if I don't know how this whole Patreon thing has changed things. Thank you, the people that are Patreoning this fucking podcast. We appreciate you. And you know what? If you want dinner, go out and get it. I'm being subtle with that. Yeah, you don't need dinner delivered right to your fucking door. Patreon.
Did you mean to say patreon.com/Stanhope podcast?
Yes.
Get in
yeah.
on any level, $1, $5, or $25. And at the end of the month, if you are a subscriber, you will get an extra podcast.
Yeah, and when you see me on the road and you go, "Hey, I'm a Patreon subscriber," I'll go, "Oh, that's so cool," and I'll hug you. But if I find out you're fucking lying, I'm going to take that hug back.
I thought you were going to go, "Hey, Chaille, what's Patreon?"
Are you doing whiskey sours?
will.
Yay! Whiskey sours.
For everybody except Stanhope, who's on the
No,
wagon.
no, I'm not during podcasts. I am not on the wagon.
Oh, I thought we were still lying.
I had a strong run of complete teetotaler, and it's not like I've given up on it. I've just I got to put my toes back in the water here and again, but I've cut way back on everything. No booze shakes. I remember most of yesterday.
Nice.
Driving? You're kind of good at driving anyway.
Oh yeah. I had a period where I was afraid to drive outside of Bisbee, like bridges and shit. Getting vertigo, horrific. Hello. Oh, sorry.
Just server.
So this is what we're going to get into. Is you were talking when we were doing yoga the other day, as though everyone knew it, but I had no idea. Like people that are like yoga potentates, they get like cult followings. Like,
Sure.
and you were talking about Bikram.
Yep.
Well, then he's a prick, and she said as soon as they start buying into their own bullshit. They try not to, but eventually they all start buying into their own bullshit. Like, oh wow, these are like cult guys. So who's the guy you brought up? The guy that killed all those people?
Right. The guy.
Sweat Lodge guy.
Sweat Lodge guy.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, you have a tie-in.
I used to do security for that guy at some of his Phoenix and Tucson events.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit's
Only
There's a
because I thought it was a
documentary
hell
out.
of a scam and I was going to ride his coattails. It was smoking scam, but
yeah.
didn't work out. He pushed it too hard, killed folks.
What kind of bullshit are people actually buying into? Like, what is the
It's
what's
not,
the hook?
It's, the hook is all kinds of things. It depends on which thing it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, with the Bikram guy, I think it was just the purity of his method is pretty much what he was selling. Like, just
Tell me that quote, because you go, yeah, he was a piece of shit, but he had this
he
great
said
quote.
this great quote. Like, he has a number of great quotes, but this one is "Defy God, but not your knees," which I love. I'm like, that is straight up wisdom there.
It's good on
I'm
a
not
shirt.
going to shoot the messenger. Like, that's true. Don't fuck with your knees. Be nice. Anyway, so I think the purity of the method was what they were selling, and that people really get something out of like that singular focus that you were talking about. They get something out of like
People are
devoting
lost and they're
themselves
trying to seek a
one
meaning.
thing.
Totally.
And there's
And-
not one.
Yeah,
Well, depends on what you
anybody's
think.
Pitching
Depends on what you're
purity.
selling.
That's not a good
Mhm,
sign.
Yeah. Well, and so in that way, it's like you have to know if you're in something that you just be aware. you watch yourself. That was the fifth agreement of the 4 agreements, right? It was like have healthy skepticism. And I appreciate that.
Wait, the 5
whole
what?
other thing.
Oh, you guys didn't read that book like we did?
What's the book?
It's a short
4
book.
Agreements?
It's called The 4 Agreements.
Miguel.
Don Miguel Ruiz.
yeah.
It's like a way of how to live your life if you want. And it's real easy. Like, don't take anything personally. Be impeccable with your word. Always do your best and don't make assumptions. Like nice, easy rules.
Mm-hmm.
Like not so bad, really.
And bring ice.
Was that on there? No, that was the 4th and a half agreement. Because then the 5th agreement came out later. I think it was like his son or somebody that wrote it. That basically was have healthy skepticism. That's like a way to live life. All 5 of those things.
He knew a good scam when he saw one.
And that's some
He knew
spiritual
that.
stuff, though. You know what I mean? That's some spiritual way to live.
All right. So at what stage are you
Yeah.
in ready to buy
0
your own
to crazy.
bullshit?
Yeah, shit.
0 to crazy.
I'm like, I'm riding that line like a lot because I'm fighting with this like professor I have right now about what I know that I feel like I should be given credit for. And I'm like, Tanya, you are on the edge of like buying your own bullshit right now. Be careful. Like, don't talk about what you know, like be careful with that. So I'm always teetering on the edge of it. Always. Anybody who teaches anything, I think, is teetering
How
on the edge of it.
How many students do you have on any given roster?
The average class would be probably about 20 to 30 on average.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you wear a headset? Sorry, I just
No, so,
pictured you with a
at
headset.
yoga festivals and stuff, I do. I taught on the rooftop at Westward Look recently. I had a headset. It was badass. And the sunset, oh, it was gorgeous. It was really nice.
So you've still never gone to the class?
This whole thing is fascinating. Once she started talking about all these yoga gurus that get massive followings and start going on tilt, like now, when you do a yoga festival, is there like, fuck that guy doesn't even know how to do yoga that well. He just sells bullshit. Like, is there infighting? Is there?
Not at the festivals, no. Online, because there's infighting everything online.
Of course.
The
The
festivals,
Harmony
you're trying to
Project
sell
has
peace.
a fight online,
You
I'm
can't-
sure. No, festivals are festivals. They're time to celebrate stuff. So that's mostly what people do. They
I'm
go
trying to
there
find
and
the
they're like, woo, let's play some yoga.
I'm trying to find the parallels with comedy where you, like who's selling more tickets, who's got bigger classes at
Bigger
a
classes,
festival.
bigger following, bigger name, more DVDs, like bigger movement.
Do you have
but
DVDs?
nobody's- Do I know? Goodness, no. But, it gets, I don't know, there's some people that are super big, super, super big.
Oh, we could get you a gimmick.
I got so many gimmicks. I got a lot of gimmicks.
Yeah, but if you're going to talk to my fan base, which you could because you're fucking funny, I wanted to read some of the texts
that
we were
was
sending
funny
back
as
and
shit.
forth, torturing Bertine.
So funny. I was like, oh, you want to play? All right, I'll play. Let's play. I'm in.
I'll pull
You
him
know
up.
that I used to do MMA
you
for
either
9
have
years?
to let
That's
us
my
know or
gimmick.
not.
Oh, did you do
That's
MMA?
so
Hang
fun.
on.
did.
Hang on.
Yes.
She did MMA for 9 years.
Yeah, that also, while I taught yoga and
Oh,
trained
fuck.
in yoga. So,
Your
I
ears
believe
still
that.
look good, though.
yeah,
They're not all popped
they got
out.
hit once or twice.
Yeah.
Not too bad. I never did like thank God, the no hit. I mean, I did like smoker fights.
I don't know what that means.
Smoker fight is something you'll do at like a gym to kind of test your skills in front of a bunch of people, but not to the point that you're like at a casino selling tickets yet. Although there's usually tickets.
Like an open mic.
Yeah, kind of. Except one that you know what's coming, kind of.
Yeah.
Because you know who you're going to be paired up against and you get a chance to.
Oh, that was the thing.
Try out your stuff.
We just went and saw one of those. That was the thing we saw in Vegas. Those were all kids
Like a
that were
smoker.
training.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was the same thing.
That's a smoker. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why do they
Interesting.
call it that?
I don't know, but it's a cool name, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
I don't know how it relates, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Party?
Yeah.
Parties are smokers, aren't they?
Hand me my phone and my readers.
Why did you get into that?
MMA?
Yeah.
Because I was working at Canyon Ranch at the time as a massage therapist, and I noticed that my left side and my right side were dramatically different in terms of their strength. And so a friend of mine had just started
I
taking
thought you were
some
talking about your
boxing
titties. I
classes.
was going to say that's kind of
I think they're
natural.
about
One's
the same, from what I can tell, at least now. Yeah, my friend was taking boxing classes, so she took me to this boxing class, and it was downhill from there. I mean, I just love it. Absolutely love it. It's like one of my favorite things. kind of heartbroken that I'm not doing it a whole lot right now because I only have time for like one thing, one kind of working out. So
is that why you got out of it?
Only it's coming back as soon as I'm done with school.
You can only be singularly focused on one thing at a time.
Like next summer,
you know how singularly focused you are?
I don't.
Like after the school stuff is done next summer, I'm back.
So back to fighting and then yoga.
Training to fight. Not so much the fighting. I mean, the thing is, I use my hands for a living. I'm not about to. I've broken them. It sucks. I don't want to have them broken again. So I'm not gonna I just want to know how to do it. I want to be strong enough to do it. I want to be skilled enough to do it.
Hang on, broke what? Sorry, I was trying to find those dumb text messages, but this is
right there.
Oh, geez. Yeah,
my foot and the other foot and a rib. That was annoying.
I think I had like 3 fights in my life, and one that knuckle is so much lower than the other.
From Look at that.
Smashing my knuckle in on Dave
probably
Gow's
the wall
head.
At home.
I knocked him down, motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
It's funny. I've had so many fights, and I've only broken things on other people.
Isn't that interesting?
Because he follows through.
That's the deal.
Focused.
He puts his hips into it.
Look at the elbows. Yeah. That's the Chad Shank move.
It should be everybody's move. The sharpest thing on your body.
Have you knocked someone out?
Have I? Let me think. I'm trying to remember. I've choked people out.
In yoga or MMA?
Both. I don't think I did. I don't think I knocked anybody out, no.
Do you have a record?
Nobody really won or lost. The boxing stuff.
Everyone gets a hug, chick fight?
No, it's just the thing is that you spar, you get to the end and you say, good job, everybody. You sparred. Way to go. And in general, people know. They know who won.
All right, so we're going to, promote your first actual fight. And we're going to start...
gimmicks.
Yeah, or the killer termite yoga workout.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Fuck yeah.
I'm on board. I'm a fan of yoga. I will say that.
We'll sell him a chair. We'll sell him a chair to work
kind of like JOA or JOI.
Super fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's JOI?
I'm not to that point still. I'm out of shape. I'm doing just regular build my core up yoga so that I can do actual yoga.
JOI is jerk off instruction.
Also, I noticed my back and my hips hurt if I don't do. I told Jenny earlier, I was like, I didn't do my yoga this morning, and I can tell. My back and my hips hurt.
That's the hook. When you guys ask what the hook is, what the scam is that it fucking makes you feel better. And now you're hooked, you asshole.
You gotta wait till you're
hooked on feeling better. Sorry.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Jerk off instruction. It's a new,
sucks to feel better. Sorry you feel so good that you have to keep doing this thing that makes you feel good. Sorry?
I love that, though.
But as a yoga thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because I went on a walk with Doug last night, which I never do. I don't like walking at all. I don't like exercise. I hate it. I've talked openly about this for a long time that I just refuse to add it into my life. We went on it was a pretty mild hike, and I felt amazing all day today. It changed me to my core. I was
it does. It changes you biologically. I've written papers on this for the school program. All this stuff is tied in together, all the things. But it biologically changes you on so many levels.
Yeah.
Physical there's a journal, there's an entire scientific journal called Physical Activity and Mental Health. Mm-hmm. A whole thing. They've written so many articles on it, it needed a journal of its own. You know?
It makes sense. It makes perfect sense, especially after trying. But now I get, too, how yoga instructors can get in people's heads. It's if they're physically making you feel better, they can chalk it up to some fucking spiritual...
Well, first of all, they don't all do that. They can certainly say that a fair amount of it is breath. Just breathing more deeply helps your, body work better. Not everybody's all, here, come join the spirit world.
Right.
But let's get back to that.
Yeah, let's.
What, pranayama?
The fucking kooky...
Join the spirit world.
The ones that because you were name dropping that fucking motherfucker.
There were a few.
Yeah, tell us about the ones that you've watched.
The ones that I've watched, the thing is, it's like celebrities. They have 9 lives. They sometimes keep coming back, which is really interesting. What's his name? The Sri Rajneesh guy, the Wild West, that guy, right?
Yeah.
West Wild. Yeah, that. And he came back as Osho, You know what I mean? Like he was persona non grata for a super, super long time. And then all of a sudden there's this Osho guy that I start reading stuff by and I'm like, Osho's got some really cool shit. And it is cool shit. Like it's undeniably cool shit. It's not a fake. It's like some truths about how to approach things in life. And you're like, that's a good way to approach things in life. I agree with that. And then you find out it's that crazy guy that like, and I'm like, so, all right. So then first of all,
have good opinions.
You know, take the
Exactly.
message. Listen to the friggin' message. It doesn't mean you have to like follow every single thing they say. You just pick out the pearls where they
Yeah,
show up,
Louis
right?
C.K. is still fucking funny.
He's fucking funny.
Absolutely.
I goddamn think he's hilarious.
Yeah.
I quote him all the time. You know,
Good.
like it or not, if people, whatever. But that's it. So that's one. And then John Friend, founder of Anusara Yoga, which that was just a few years ago. And it was just after this huge profile that they did of him in, I think it was the New York Times. Like it was big, like front page profile.
Walk
Like
me
superstar
through,
yogi.
walk me
you know?
through like a Wikipedia page of how someone goes from you to Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh.
Yeah,
and
sure. I mean, well, for one, you do your homework. Like you do the work. You go, you study with someone and you stay there for years and years and years and you mean it.
Do you study with anyone?
I have a teacher that I work with a lot. I would call her my main teacher, but I think it's more of a selection of people. You know, well, she's the one that's taught me the most. She's the one that has influenced my teaching the most. So when you're taking classes with me, it's really easy to tell who my teacher was. Like really easy. But I also take influences from lots of other people and I take classes with lots of different kinds of teachers and not all of them are yoga classes. And I'm, you know, in graduate school. So I'm keeping my perspectives kind of widening as best I can so that I don't get too fucking crazy. You know,
It's this is what's fascinating to me is like trying to find the analogy with comedy coming from yoga's bullshit. That was like, I know nothing about it. Yeah, just stretch on your own. Fucking yoga, sit around with someone ringing bells and ding and let's fucking
yapping at you, burning something in your face.
yeah.
People get caught up though in the pedigrees of who is what, and then like it's exactly what Olivia said is that there's a truthfulness somewhere in there about you feeling good, and then people manipulate it because people are good at manipulating. Some people manipulate it to help other people, and some people manipulate it to help themselves.
Which is what Tanya said that day. Like, it's so sad that eventually even the great ones, they start buying into their own bullshit.
Yeah.
Well,
or they die, which is nice. Sometimes they die first.
To be
I'm
fair,
just
they just start
saying.
fucking all the people is what usually happens. Those are
Sometimes,
the ones, those are
or
the ones
money.
that they don't like anymore.
money.
Are the ones that fucked everybody. But
Well,
the ones
or they
that
do some shit with someone's money, or they do some shit with some drugs. Those are usually the three that I've seen. Like somebody starts
What's a
selling
good
massive
yoga drug?
quantities of drugs somehow.
Ugh.
MDMA.
Oh shit! I guess that's the
that
ecstasy.
would be
Yeah,
great.
ecstasy would be the
Yeah.
yoga drug.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Now I'm committed to blowing myself.
But weed will work too in a pinch, you know. Definitely not alcohol. You do not want to be doing yoga drunk. That's not fun. Just fall down all the time. That's all you do. Just fall.
Yeah,
that's fun.
But I mean, like, hurt, you know, the kind that hurts, not the kind that's funny.
I can so see you being the fucking yoga teacher for the killer termites.
Hell yeah.
Well, we'll plug this at the end, and we'll have it on the website. But yeah, how do people find you?
Well, I have my own website, which is mantrasage.com, because I also do music and I sing, and I sing at the end of my yoga classes.
MANTRA.
MANTRASSAGE, like massage and mantra mixed together.
Yep.
And
Yeah, I was going to get a half and half next time. Half a yoga class and half a massage because I bought that
Hey.
stupid table.
That's a fun idea. Why
Yeah.
not? I've done that. I do that with
Yeah,
people.
50-50.
Kinda did that
You
today
do
with
me, I'll
somebody.
do you kind of thing. Ow, 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 and then
Kind of sounds like I'm doing all the doing, actually.
Nobody in the history of following Doug Stanhope has anybody thought that asking for a 50-50 would mean half a yoga class. Yeah, half and half.
So yeah, it's fun. I like doing it.
And Olivia Grace, I said the only reason Well, in order to keep up the Bertine, system of systematic torture of exercise, I had to indoctrinate my own sucker, like Huckleberry Finn painting the fence.
All of these are a multi-level marketing scam, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you got in my head because you made it seem like who's gonna go on a walk with me? A nice mild walk with Bertine's not here. And I'm like, if it'll help you work on your book, I'll go on a walk with you. And then you're just fucking sprinting up hills like an asshole.
Showing off like a yoga teacher.
Can't do this?
Yeah, you made it seem like it was like a mild, I just need to get my head right kind of walk. And
a mindful walk.
Sucker.
But then halfway through, as she's bitching, Bertine calls, and I put her on speakerphone. You guys are walking this. I can't even catch my breath. It's the best thing ever. She's like, and now I know why you keep doing this, because Bertine just gushes at anything you do. I know.
She seriously does.
I know. It's and it affects the ego.
Well, and also the heart inside, the feely place, the one that feels good when other people feel good around us.
Yeah, I don't.
That part.
I don't want to
picture that.
I don't want to think about inside Bertine.
I don't know about Bertine,
I think she has Barbie parts.
I think of Doug pointing to his heart like the Grinch. There's something. It's tickly.
Why is it brown?
So, what's your next step? Because you're still in school.
I know.
How old are you?
44.
Yeah, that's right. Because I guessed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually your move to guess ages. He's good.
He's
carnival.
good.
He's carnival good.
Yeah, right. Because you gotta be. Because people will throw you all the time with that stuff.
But wait.
Healthy skepticism.
So you're and you work in the mental health field, which
I am interning in the mental health field. Yep, I'm working with grieving people at Casa de la Luz. I'm doing bereavement counseling for my internship, so that's happening.
Wait, what kind?
Like people talk to me after they've lost someone.
How many kinds of bereavement?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if there's a focus on that. I don't know if that's another niche. I just do with car accidents or PTSD. I work with the military.
Big business for me.
It's it's whatever approach seems to work best for the person. You kind of get to know them a little bit and see what they're already doing. Like I noticed one person was using her hands a whole lot when she would talk, and she was, moving constantly. And so when we were talking about things to help her feel better, I wanted to use some kind of technique that involved her physical body. Not just like
Was
think
it
of
yoga?
Something. It was EFT tapping. Thank you very much.
Oh, yes. I found that bullshit a long time ago.
But it helps, dude. It helps. What are you going to do? It helps.
If you have a sinus problem.
Yes, it does that too.
What's EFT? What's that
it's
stand
like
for?
it's emotional freedom technique.
Okay.
And it's this
Such
tapping
bullshit.
thing. It is, but dude, it works, whatever. As it works
It
just
works
as
like
well because of
placebos work. I'm not denying that. I mean, things will work if you're
Do you know what the placebo effect
focused.
actually is? It's like 35%.
Yeah.
It's not nothing.
But it's still a scam.
It's not a fucking scam.
No,
it's innate ability to heal yourself. That's the least scammy thing there could be.
It's tapping on your forehead and your cheeks.
It's drawing your attention to something other than the bullshit that's going on in your head.
It's which is similar to cutting,
Absolutely.
because cutting has an actual
therapeutic effect.
Exactly.
Look, dude, I'm not going to deny anything that has a therapeutic effect, particularly if it stimulates whatever inside us is like the thing that helps us get better.
Well, jerking off has a therapeutic
You bet your
effect,
shit
but
it does.
It's not a,
Absolutely.
It doesn't. Nobody wants to build a religion around it.
Well,
I kind of do.
We're open to the idea.
Have you heard the term Onanism? Anyway.
Wait, hang on. Yeah, I think you just dropped a mic on that motherfucker. Say that again.
I said Onanism is a thing. Like it was like the worship.
She just revealed that she
of
also found
masturbation,
a
was it
different
not?
scam.
Hi, folklore major here.
That's Tracy. Yep, she's on it.
So yeah. So I'm in the middle of school. I'm doing my internship. I'm working with grieving people. I'm part of a research project at the University of Arizona that also has to do with my major. And I'm teaching and I'm doing massage. And
You're working with grieving people, and we're grieving for working people.
amen. Don't you feel sorry for those poor people?
No shit.
I remember being so angry when I used to work in offices. Did any of you guys ever work in an office?
Are you doing Brendan Walsh's act?
So I did know I was working, I was looking out of my window on the second floor, which I was psyched that I had a window, but I see this asshole like walking down the street at like 2:00 on a Tuesday, and I'm like, who the fuck are you? That you get to be outside on a fucking Tuesday afternoon at like 2? Who the fuck are you? And I was so angry, and I'm like, I think maybe I need to not have this kind of job anymore. This is not going to work for me.
The same thing happened to me when I was young, and I've discovered how to be a piece of shit right away. And now I just do whatever I want with no cares in the world.
Amen.
Becoming part of the problem. Like, I was so stressed out when I was like, there's a solution, and I know there is. And it hurt. And then whenever I was like, fuck it, just be part of the problem. Like,
there's an ease in that, isn't there?
It.
That's a yoga in itself.
Absolutely.
That's the like
yoga.
bare necessities, Baloo, Jungle Book kind of yoga. That's what that is.
Jungle Book reference.
I've pared down Maslow's hierarchy of needs so that I need a lot less.
That's my book idea. It's my plan. It's my treatment plan is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That's how I'm going to be working with people.
I got some notes probably. I've perfected it down so I've cut some of the fat.
Does it at least have 3 points?
I've cut some of the fat off of Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
I don't use this word anymore. I've been trained, but you faggots listening to this, who would have guessed that Chad Shank and the yoga instructor would start dropping fucking Maslow bombs in the middle? Like,
You don't know me. You don't know me at all.
Clearly.
What's the point of being manipulative if you can't make people see you for what you want them to think you are?
Amen. Abraham Maslow.
oh, cocktails. You should have made that a double.
That was brilliant.
I am seriously. I want to pitch you. Hurt. Doing killer termite yoga. That's a working title.
I'm on board. I've already said.
Yeah, I don't know how this works, but I can see, because I was so against this, as were a lot of my fans on Twitter. Bertine, let's be honest. Bertine was a little. I said at some point to Bertine, I go, you're tweeting this exercise stuff like people that just got engaged and married tweet their like couplehood less. Like, this looks like kind of creepy almost. But, you know, she's
just so excited, you know? She's just really happy.
I know.
And she's like, look at how amazing this is. It's so awesome to watch. Well, it's awesome
She
to
cried
watch
when she caught me smoking a cigarette. She cried.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah, I'm like,
oh.
I mean, we laughed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh.
She's such a
Circle of life.
Oh.
She's a sweetheart. And I'm not saying that I'm doing this for her, but I'm insinuating it.
Well, I think that I think that you want to do it, but you know you can't do it. So you have somebody else that will be your willpower for you, and that's pretty nice to have.
That is helpful. I don't know, because I totally dig you, but I'm also saying think you can't do it isn't the same thing as know you can't do it. I'm saying I think you know you can do just about anything if you want to, but the question is, how bad do you want it?
That's the problem.
It. At what cost?
It's the desire.
That's right.
Well, I don't want to do it.
Well, what do I have to give up in order to do that?
Amen.
To become singularly focused means I have to give up all of the other things, and I don't want to be that.
Well, like, in this case, too, it doesn't have to be
it.
singularly focused. It can just be, like, more focused than it was. Like, it's like an
that's
amoeba.
what I'm working on.
It can grow out in a bunch of different directions.
I don't do good with mediums. All or nothing is what my wife calls me.
Well, let's say, though, you give a little bit of your attention to something, but you're giving all of the rest of your attention to something else, then you are 100%ing it. You just changed the proportions a little bit, but you're still giving everything you've got to living your life. right?
What if you're doing yoga so you can more effectively choke people to death? Is that
Fucking fine with me.
counterintuitive?
No.
Asking the right person.
Right.
Yeah, seriously.
Training MMA.
I'm vetting the killer termite yoga instructor. Damn it! I want to make
Well, I'm
sure
also
she understands
saying-
what she's up against.
Oh, then now I want to fight her MMA. I'll be her first professional fight.
Oh, Stanhope, she would whoop your ass.
But she has to train me.
Is she?
She's my trainer and my opponent.
And I
Would
really
she-
suck at grappling. I can defend, but
I wrestle like a motherfucker. I haven't done it
since. You'd watch me one time and you'd know. It wouldn't take any. I can defend myself, but I'm.
We would do
got
a
shit
match.
for
We'd do like a
offense on the
smoker.
ground.
We wouldn't do it like a full-on match.
Yeah, I can wrestle like a motherfucker. If I'm the same as I was when I was a little brother, I could fucking wrestle.
Scrappy?
Yeah, I was very scrappy
It
on
would be
the
the
ground
first time
game.
a smoker was literal, where Stanhope would be having an ashtray in his corner.
Wait, do I have to hold this, or is there an ashtray in my corner?
I already did that. I fought Tanya Harding.
That's right.
With the ashtray
He's got one smoker
beer.
match.
I saw
Mm.
Oh,
because
that's
I
right.
watched that
0-1.
movie. Well, her movie.
Oh yeah.
Which I loved, and then I saw that at the end, and I was like, "That is just too weird of a coincidence. That is awesome. That's
But
so
you saw
awesome."
what at the end?
Tanya, it went
Yeah.
through the end, like it showed kind of what happened to her later about the boxing stuff and all
Scenes.
that.
Oh, all right. But not me.
No, but
Yeah,
I went
that
and
was-
looked it up.
Yeah.
And once I found out it was you, I looked it up.
What's the story with you and Tanya Harding?
On the man show, I fought
you're so
Tanya
young.
Harding because she was going into a boxing phase. And the one thing, I got Andy Andrist as a writer, the same way Joe Rogan got Eddie Bravo as a writer. Like, all right, they don't even know how to open a laptop there. They're just like, you're yes men, not yes men, but idea guys. You get fucked up at the end of the night. But Andy just kept pushing this. You should fight Tanya Harding. And somehow they made it happen.
Oh my god.
And then she showed up. She goes, well, I'm not going to fight for real. You can't fight a man. What the That's the whole joke is I'm a lifelong smoker, alcoholic, never fucking lifted a weight in my life guy. And you're supposedly,
An athlete,
yeah, trained. And,
Jesus.
but, and they were, the writer's room was coaxing me to just fucking knock her out, just beat her. But she was with her boyfriend, who was also the referee, who was like a 6'7" black guy, fucking wall of this wall of bricks. Fucking still, she was so troubled and broken. Yeah, punching her in the face. It was-
Redundant.
yeah. Oh. She was the ugliest human being, like, internally that I've ever met.
She held up production for a
Really?
while. She wouldn't come out of the. Didn't Renee have to go in there and talk her out?
My wife was her corner girl, and my mother was my corner girl.
Huh.
And my mother would, because I had gloves,
Yeah.
she'd give me drags of cigarettes and beer in the corner. But, like, the fight was nothing. I hit her a little bit once, and I said, "Are you okay?" And she said, "No." I'm like, "Fuck!"
Really?
Like I'm not.
Did you have gloves on?
Yeah,
No,
giant
it was
gloves.
bare knuckle.
I'm just saying. Like,
So
if
the
you
rounds,
hit with
they-
gloves, it doesn't hurt.
I'm like,
really.
"Dude, you're drawing the rounds out now," and you would relate. Hennigan said, and Hennigan's an athlete. He said that boxing, just 1 minute round, was the most excruciating workout he's ever had. And this
It's
is a guy that
horrific. It makes you want to die, and I've thrown up after doing it at least once. I remember that one for sure. Oh yeah.
Tanya Harding puked in the
Nice.
corner. My wife held her hair.
Like, I've never puked from something that was just physically hard until that. Like, I've thrown up for so many other reasons, but not that.
I
didn't even know
wrestled.
that was
I
possible.
wrestled when I was young. I've thrown up at wrestling practice. Wrestling practice.
Yeah.
was fucking
Well, it is. It's
tough,
that
but yeah,
sustained
same
effort,
thing,
that
yeah.
non-stop
Also, I was trying to
heart
make
beating
weight,
as
so, I
hard
mean,
as it
it's
possibly
dual
can and
purpose.
fuck with your metabolism shit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Did you ever think about throwing up just to look as hot as you do now, but all you have to do is puke?
I thought about that a lot when I was a kid, but I wasn't very good at it, the puking, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I tried. My mom, my God love her, she didn't mean to tell me how to throw up. She said something like, at least you're not using one of those terrible tricks like it was something to do with dish detergent. I don't remember what it was.
Oh.
But
Wow,
she
they
said,
had
at least
bulimics
you're not
back then?
doing one of those terrible tricks like da-da-da-da-da, which I immediately then tried and
Maybe
understood.
you were just saying a lot of bad words. And she
I
wanted you to wash your own
understood.
mouth out.
Well, yeah, maybe. And it made me feel like throwing up, but I didn't throw up. So how annoying is that? Go through all that and then don't puke.
Bubble weight. Gained all that bubble weight.
What you're going to do tonight is you're going to get on fucking Twitter, because I'm kind of committed to Twitter, and I'm not going to learn Instagram. Hennigan runs it. But in the meantime, people are going to tweet me ideas. What's the title of her workout? The yoga thing that we are going to do.
For the killer termites.
Yeah, for my fan base. I hate that.
I think it should be called like something aggressive. Don't be a bitch. Something like that. Maybe not. Maybe I'm off base. I don't.
It's a type of yoga. It's a no bullshit.
Yeah.
Fuck you yoga.
Yeah.
It's a JOI yoga.
I kind of am digging where you're going.
Yeah,
here.
it's dominatrix yoga. It's a million things.
A million things yoga.
Bend over.
Oh, is it?
Exclamation point.
I kind of like the no bullshit yoga. I could get behind that.
Yeah,
Definitely get behind that.
we'll have a lot
concept,
of we'll have a lot of
name.
ideas
Why not
coming
as a
in.
name? What's wrong
Jack
with
and
that?
Dino he'll email and tweet a million ideas. Jack and Dino alone.
Okay.
He'll come up with something catchy. I can't even
Hey, do your
fucking write my
DDP
project.
yoga, Jack and Dino, if you listen to this.
Yeah, I think this is a podcast.
I hope so.
I had a good time.
Yeah.
I did.
And, by the time this comes out, maybe, what's it? All right. Yeah, maybe by the time this comes out, yeah, go to the DougStanhope.com. I don't know how you get the fucking podcast. I've never understood how Chaille makes it all work, but he will have Witman without an H. Tanya,
Thank
T-A.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we were just talking about Tanya Hardy, but she's a T.A. Tanya
TA.
Whitman.
Yes.
Not to be confused with the H, where they sit in a watchtower in Austin, Texas, and start picking off people with a fucking sniper rifle. That's Charles Whitman.
Or the candy also.
Oh, yeah, the
Sampler.
candy.
We'll also
There's a
have your
sample.
website on there,
Know your
montassage.com, and that is called the show notes, Doug, which is on your main page, DougStanhope.com.
I have a website?
Yep.
Woo! I'm on TV.
I do want to say this will be out in time. Brett Erickson is going to defend his 10-0 roast battle record on Tuesday, July 16th at 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can watch it streaming live on the Comedy Store Periscope, and he is going against Omid Singh. This is no tomato can like last battle, which was Mark the Shark. So,
Omid is so funny.
yeah. And one more thing, the Patreon is patreon.com/Stanhope Podcast. And our first one has already gone out. And at the end of the month, we'll do another one. Bonus podcast only for the subscribers to Patreon. So get on there.
Watch me at twitch.tv/HD_fatty, or just go to my Twitter at HDfatty or Instagram at HDfatty.
See how much happier we are? We're not having to do fucking ad copy, and we'll do ad copy, but now it's going to be because I asked them to sponsor. No, just because you asked. No, I'm not gonna say names, but yeah, I'm not promoting shit I don't like anymore. All right, I love you. Bye. Cocktails.